Hola, amigos and amigos. Hello, my friends. Guess who's back? What up, y'all? Been on that motherfucking hiatus. Oh, hold up. Looking for the right weed here, motherfucker. That's what I want, bitch. What up, y'all? Not quite as sexy open as always. Hitting my hit and doing my shit. Why? Because I'm fucking need money. So I just had the sickest 10-minute opening. First recording. Forgot to hit record. You know how that goes. So ripped the fucking biggest dab ever. Celebrating. First show back. Can't do a dab right now. I'd be so wasted I fall down. Nah, that's a joke. The reason I can't dab again is the banger's hot. Gotta let it cool down. Because you know Big Daddy's king of the cold start. Preserve them fucking terps, you morons. If I come to your houses again, I see any of you nerds out there with your charred up black bangers looking like Stevie Wonder made toast. Or bong water looking like fucking chocolate milk and Jägermeister mix. We finna have a problem. You know what I mean? We can't have that. We ain't got none of that. Okay? We about that legit shit. Keep that shit clean. Take some motherfucking weed, son. And daughters. Cause I know you bitches be smoking too. Goddamn, you hoes smoke like some motherfucking fiends. Woo. I look back now and regret the day everyone's like, no, Jessica, weed's way fucking cool. Here, smoke some. God damn, that bitch almost smoked me out of house and home several times, this bitch. Uh-oh. All that work. Look at that. Big Daddy be able to sneak one in here for you. Boy, we Jesus in the house. You haven't been here in a little bit. You didn't know. I've been using that Rogaine and that special secret serum. Got my hair growing long AF, motherfuckers. My fingers on fire. I'm an E.T. Yo, that wedding pie still. Whoo. That's just the goodness, boy. Man, perfect timing. Look at that. It's almost like I fucking used that song before. What up, y'all? So, oh my God. So nice. Hello, I missed everybody. It's your boy X-Rated. If it's your first time tuning in, which it most likely isn't, because how the fuck are you going to find about me? Because my videos be getting tens of views. And I'm okay with that because I do this shit for me and to have fun and to make you fools laugh. And if you laugh, cool. If you get something insightful out of the day, great. If not, fuck off. Don't watch it again. I could give two fucking shits. No, I'm just kidding. I kind of, but not really. I like you fools. I like you motherfuckers. I like talking to you. But no, seriously. Seriously, man. It's been all good in the hood. I'm just going to say all kinds of crazy shit today. So, first show, fuck, almost 2 months, man. I got crazy busy. A bunch of shit's happened. Like, good shit, right? Let's go ahead and get this shit ready. Because for those that don't know, the plan has come to fruition. And we have sold Pinnacle. Double claps. Thank you. That was the plan all along. For those that knew, mission accomplished. For those that didn't know, sorry. That was the motherfucking plan. You honestly think I'm moving to Flint, fucking Michigan without a plan? Okay? Let's be very serious right there. This is by no means in any ways any disrespect to anybody here. Because I'll tell you now, the friends that I've made here will be coming to visit in Florida, and they're some of the most honest, awesome, trustworthy, wonderful, down-to-earth, good old American people. And they're some of the best human souls I've ever met. Swear to God. There's a whole list of them. They know who they are because I've already talked to them about coming to visit, and they know they're allowed to. Ironically, the three biggest shitheads that I first met that I ever met were when I first came here. It was the first group I came here doing consulting work with. And when I saw the fucking what morons that these guys were, real talk, 100%. And I hope someone shows them this fucking this podcast. Because there's people out there that watch that I know them. These fucking morons were so dumb that it opened my eyes that if these assholes had a business going in Michigan, God be at the shithole that is Flint, I'm like, I will come turn this motherfucker on his head. Okay? Motherfucker, who? We Jesus. Okay? Don't ever fucking doubt me. The first thing I said to my mind when I'm driving to the airport leaving this hellhole is that if I can go to California, in Northern California, and ground zero of the motherfucking goddamn world's best cannabis trade, like that's where it all started. That's where the epicenter continues to be. Sorry for people in Colorado. Not you. Sorry, Oregon. Everyone else. Not you. As fucked up as they are and as loony as the goddamn people running the state are, and about 65% of the people that live there. It's not it is a majority of them, but again, just like here, there's a lot of good people in California that are straight thinkers that just want to be normal people and live their lives, but it's the fuck faces that run it that absolutely ruin the shit. Like California is still fucking the shit when it comes to weed, with getting the good weed out and producing it. Now, their legal market absolutely sucks. Absolutely sucks. Florida and Michigan are destroying them. And I'm not talking about the quality of products coming out and what. I'm just talking about by the way that it's ran by the people and shit like that. So shout out to fucking Michigan and those people in charge of the program, because they've actually turned it around. It sucked in the beginning, but it's really turned it around, you know. It really has. California's the legal market out there is a joke. Still where, you know, still where all the trends and everything comes from, and people out here are just now doing shit we were doing back in California literally in the early 2000s. Well, I shouldn't say early 2000s. I mean like 2010, 2011, shit like that, you know. Excuse me. Didn't mean to burp. Excuse me. Drinking this fine cafe, double espresso. Shout out Jessica, North End Cafe, Fenton, Michigan. That's one of the beautiful things about this place. Great little cafe and coffee shop. Jessica works there a few days a week with her girlfriends, bringing home some delicious coffee. I'm not sure what this blend is. I just know it's dark roast and damn delicious. It's damn delicious. So, back to what I was saying, man. The Michigan thing. Yeah. So mission accomplished, dude. We sold Pinnacle. Jessica, the kids, and I are coming home. I repeat, we are coming home. It's been a crazy tour, right? Goddamn, I hate this thing. Like 13 years. By the time we come back, it's going to have been almost 13 years that we've been gone. But so worth it. Such a life-changing experience. So like, just. I look back now, there's been so many crazy things that have happened that have gone on. I look back now, everything worth it, because it's a life lesson, and nothing worth having, it comes easy. And I swear to God, everybody I know that was either a trust fund kid, because there's a lot of you motherfuckers out there now, some of you again listening, and some other ones that don't, because too fucked up to even know what the goddamn internet is or find YouTube. Jesus. Yeah, everyone always fucks their shit up. I'm glad I wasn't born into money, and I'm glad I was able to have this shit happen later in life, you know. I was making stupid money in California, stupid money, few $100,000 a year, easy. And when I say few hundred, I mean a few hundred, right? And I'm still paying the IRS for that shit too, so I don't give a fuck and watch this shit too. God damn it, sons of bitches. Those bitches kept our tax return this year. I'm like 6,300 bones. Hell yeah, dog. That's right. That's right. I'm like Elon, dog. I don't pay taxes. I get money back, motherfucker. I'm a billionaire and I paid zero tax, mate. Yeah, right. I'm getting money back, bitch. That's because I'm not a billionaire, but that's besides the point. I digress. But seriously, those sons of bitches kept that shit from back taxes. You get them, boys. Get them, boys. You just remember, one people you don't ever mess with, the IRS. They always going to get you. But honestly, there's so many shitheads out there that are trying to fuck these people. Man, just talk with them fools. Y'all be good. Yo, if Steve Harvey can owe $25 million and not have to go to jail, you're good, okay? You don't know that? You should check it out. Steve Harvey, early 2000s, owed the IRS like 25 million, some shit like that. His like relative or friend was his manager and all that. And instead of making like accountant, and instead of making the IRS payments for the taxes, motherfucker was keeping the money and then stealing other money. What the fuck? Wow. Yeah, that's what Stevie gets. Jesus, bro. Anyways, your boy went to work and balled out for like 10 years and paid back the IRS, and now he's like almost worth $1 billion. It's crazy. So don't ever let the motherfuckers hold you down. That's right. So, but yep, sold it, coming back. It's come full circle too. The story has been released, and you know, with this, I will put it up here and I'll post a link and I'll let the story pop up right now. And it gives the details. So we were acquired by TerraSend. We originally were working the deal with Gage. Gage is a company here that was bought by TerraSend as well. And so TerraSend is the main parent company, and they're an international conglomerate. They're out of Canada, but they are here in America. They're in Canada. They've got some stuff getting ready to go down. Already happening in Europe. I want to say maybe Germany or somewhere else, and a bunch of other stuff. So it's pretty sick. And then Gage, before they were bought by TerraSend, had entered in a deal several years ago to be the exclusive supplier for Cookies. And for those who know, Cookies is a brand that started in California back in the mid-2000s when I was there. And it's pretty funny how this has all happened, that I was selling my flour in Cookies SF in like 2014. Was 2014 or 20? Well, it's 2015, 2016, 2017, and I think 2014 as well too, before I left California for Vegas. So it's kind of come full circle that the Cookies brand, you know, essentially is who bought us. And when this whole thing started in California and I knew I could do something in this industry on a bigger level, started with me in cookie stores. Now, I wasn't the first store I was in, right? By 2010, I was in all the big ones. I don't know if you guys knew this. Well, I know a lot of you did, but some didn't. In the Bay Area, Harborside, Peace and Medicine, Berkeley's Patient Group, Purple Heart, and then all these places are either in Oakland, San Francisco, or up in Northern California near us, like they were in Sebastopol or Santa Rosa. Yeah, I was in Mercy. I was in Sonoma County Meds, all this stuff, right? So my shit was in all these stores. But the big one to brag about, like on a big level, right, was to say Cookies, just because people know that name. Now, it doesn't really make a difference because there's a lot of those other stores were actually nicer. Harborside's actually a bigger store, more well-known, this and that, blah, blah, blah. That's that dude, Steve D'Angelo. You guys used to see back in the day on those shows on, like, CNBC, or that, MSNBC, like the Weed Wars and all that. The very first big one that was done, that's the dude with the French braids, the two long French braids, and always wearing like a little fedora or goddamn, what's the other hat he wears? I forgot the name of it, but anyways, so it's kind of sick that's what happened. These are the stores that I was in, and including Cookies, and come full circle, and 15 years, 17 years later, being bought by the same brand, and for like, that's like, I guess what's the best way to say that's like, like Bentley or whatever. And it's not necessarily, it's weird, right? The weed industry is weird because it's how well known the name is. It's not necessarily the Bentley quality. It's just the name. It's most, well, I guess it'd be like Nike, right? Of the weed brands. Like everybody knows Nike. Everybody wants to have Nike. That's the cool shit. They got the Jordans, the this and that. So Cookies brand is their main flagship strain was Girl Scout cookies. That's what it was called. And the original cut was Thin Mints, was what they called it, which makes no sense because it didn't taste like fucking any cookies or Thin Mints, but whatever. And then they just started going crazy with a bunch of shit. And regardless of popular opinion, no, Bernard is not a breeder. He has nothing to do with that shit. The boy was a rapper that was making mixtapes in the Bay Area that sold weed, and he used to go up into Humboldt and Mendo and get nuggets from people, and he ended up hooking up with the dudes that were the growers for cookies, the starters, the dude AJ and other guy's name I fucking forgot, but those guys were the growers, and those were the dudes, not AJJ. Those were the guys that were the growers and doing that shit. And it just blew up and went crazy because your boy's rapping and new rappers and tapes and blah, 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 and music scene, and that's how it goes. But they also did like I said, cookies, Sunset Sherbet, guava, gelato, all this shit. The Gary Payton, all these different, shit. What are the new ones they've got now? Ocean Beach, which is some OG and something that came out of Ocean Beach in San Francisco, where I used to serve. They got like creme brulee and a bunch of this, bunch of different shits. So, and like the runs and lemonade and all that. Those are all cookies lines. Those are all cookie strains. That was their shit, dog. Yeah. So, real interesting. So, and awesome. Could have never done it without the amazing team of people that I met and hooked up with. Because let me tell you right now, listen to people. To get big and crazy and do the shit we did as fast as we did, you're not doing that by yourself. Not one person. I don't care even if you are Weed Jesus, right? So what I did is I sat back as Weed Jesus and summoned the powers. And I said, bring them to me, put all the right people in my life that will help make the company ridiculously awesome and help with the visions and move it forward. Oh, and I was doing my little seances and rubbing my power crystals and running around butt naked, jerking off on all my weed plants. And then it hit me. My fucking neighbor moved in across the street in Vegas. And I saw him walking around one day, and then we locked eyes, and fucking, it was like we were both shooting hearts at each other, except I was shooting weed leaves that were disguised as hearts from far away. It was like, you're on DMT and you see something and it comes real far and it gets closer. So he saw what he thought were hearts, and he was like, oh, this is so great. This guy loves me. But they were, as it got closer, they automatically revealed themselves as weed leaves, and they just fucking went into his eyes and just shocked his brain. And he wasn't a weed guy at all. And I subliminally took over his brain with weed messaging and then slowly started talking to him about it. And I can say about it now. So we lived in this sick fucking neighborhood in Vegas, like private gated community. A few friends came and visited. Tim and Dana came and visited. Zzax, my boy Jorge and Mama Sonia, and a few family members came and visited. Cousin Roger, who else? My boy Fur and his wife, his lovely wife, came and visited. Shit, I'm trying to think of who else came by from Florida or from that you guys would know from California. Obviously, the homie Justin Doyle will come and hang out and shit like that. Justin, what up? He's out of Vegas, dude. But we lived in this sick house, dude, like big ass 2 stories. It's like 3,400 square feet, but it was just massive and spread out. And I had a 5th bedroom that we weren't using that was off the garage that I converted to a grow room. So here we are in this neighborhood full of like, doctors and lawyers and executives and like these, store owners and all this shit. And here's E-Money just fucking ripping a goddamn room. But I think I had 5. Yeah, I had 5. So I have 5,000 watts ripping in that bitch. Just cranking. And nobody knew anything. I fucked up one day and left a bag of trash we had just harvested. And I put a bag of trash in my truck. And I think I'd been out of town. I'd actually been maybe here in Michigan doing consulting work. Flew back to Vegas. Did the work that day. And then Jessica and I were like going out that night or some shit. And I didn't throw the bag away. I just put it in my truck. Well, the next day, obviously it gets warm out. You could smell it. Well, she never said anything to me at the time, but my neighbor, or our business partner as well, Jody, Mike's wife, had smelled it, but never said anything. So fast forward like a few months later, and I knew they were cool. We've been hanging out, we've been talking, and become friendly. And Jody, Mike's out of town, and Jody and Jessica and I are hanging out one night at our house and having some drinks and cutting it up. And I'm like, all right. And I knew she smoked, and we'd be smoking, and she was all high and giggly. And I'm like, all right, Jody. I'm like, you want to see something? She's like, yeah. I'm like, you promise you won't say anything? She's like, uh-oh, what are you going to say? I'm like, just trust me. Nothing's going to kill you. You promise you won't say anything to anybody. I'm like, I know you'll end up saying something to Mike, but that's all right. But that's it. Yes, yeah, I promise. So take her over to the room and open the door, and I will never forget her jaw, like the cartoon, just fucking hitting the floor. Dong! And she just sat there. I'm like, oh, did you not know that was in there? Right? I remember exactly what I said, just fucking with her. And so that was the start of it. And then ended up telling them exactly what I did, and going and doing consulting work in Michigan and all that shit. If those of you do know or don't know, we had also looked into doing something in Vegas. And this is the difference of being smart in business and knowing markets and all this stuff. I've been in the weed business forever, and I knew what I knew, but I've never been in business, and it's a totally different beast. And this is where Mike came into play, with like his expertise was invaluable. It's like we never could have done what we did without him and I teaming up. That's the facts, because he would have never gotten to weed, and I never knew this business shit. But we started looking, and the first business we found that was available for sale in Vegas was a cultivation facility. Not even fully built out. It had a shell. It had most of the hard construction done, the plumbing, the electrical ran, the shell, the mezzanine built. It had a floor. It didn't have the interior construction done as in individual rooms or however they were going to cultivate. Now, granted, it was like I want to say like a 50,000 or 50,000 square foot building, something like that. It was huge, but it was $11 million. $11 million. And it wasn't even built out. You know. And of course, we didn't have $11 million. We were putting together a business plan, and we were going to get investors and do that whole thing, right? Like, hey, you start a big business. So we're like, holy shit. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what, go to Florida next time. I mean, not to Florida. Next time you go to Michigan, just look around and see what's going on. And, you know, we'll continue talking. So I came back, and I'd just been doing my research. And like I said, the ass faces that were here that I was helping, which, by the way, never successfully did anything. And they had a store that is it in the armpit of Flint that's barely hanging on by a thread, and 2 of the 3 owners aren't involved anymore because they were stealing money, allegedly, right? I don't know, but the rumor has it, because other people suddenly are gone and this and that. And I know people that sell stuff to our stores, and ask them about that store, and they're like, yeah, dude, there's like no one over there and this and that. And, you know, they order, and, you know, for 4 months what you guys order in like a week, just shit like that. I was laughing. So karma's a motherfucker, bitch. Anyways, I was like, man, these guys doing some shit, we're going to do some shit. So just a couple months later, I ended up moving to Michigan, and Mike comes and visits, like probably not even 2 months later. And it takes one trip of just driving around, doing some research. And he's like, okay, man, let's do this shit. And he's super awesome because he was lucky to, and this is where I talk about stuff, and it's true, sometimes people are like this, you know. He was lucky to be born into an amazing family. His dad's a CPA, on Long Island in New York that was been buying and selling distressed minor league baseball teams for years. He had a group of people and family members and this and that. And again, just a business decision. Go in, look at it. It's a distressed team, just like a business, right? And what are their numbers? What's going on? Do we stay here and do something locally, or do we move it and try to do something completely different? And they did that successfully for years. Well, that's the same kind of strategy we used when looking at locations. When we came here, of course, we did the prerequisite of going to Detroit and looking at stores, and going to Ann Arbor and looking at stores, and Lansing and Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo area. These were like the big areas in Michigan where there's a lot of people, a lot of money. And then in between, outside of Detroit, is like this area at first it didn't opt in, but it's the suburbs of Detroit. It's like, Royal Oak, Ferndale. It's all in the Oakland County. Well, most of it's in Oakland County. But, Royal Oak, Ferndale, I was saying. I don't think they can be up in Auburn Hills yet. But all these areas, like where the Pistons used to play, all between there. So these are all real nice areas that everyone's fighting for stores over. And we're looking at all these little remote ass towns that don't even have lights, or if they do, they have like one light. They all have something in common. They are on the border. Just think about that shit, right? Hey, what these motherfuckers do when they left our stores, that is not up to me where they came from. I don't care. As long as they were legal age, they were who they said they were, or they had a medical card that was valid. Welcome, homie. We Jesus welcomes you. Can I get an amen? Amen. I like that magic sound. That's fun. So, first property, was it the first one we actually bought? Yeah. Is in a town called Morenci. But the story of how we got this place is even funnier, because when Mike came that first time, it was like September, and he's like, okay, we're doing this shit. And we plan a trip. He comes back in November, and it's ironically Thanksgiving weekend. And it was the best time because we knew the roads would be empty. He was available. The kids were out of school. It just worked right on schedule. So him and his son Sam showed up, and we picked him up at the airport. My son Taylor and I picked him up at the airport at like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning in Detroit. And they started cruising. And he had this store. And you heard the story before, sorry, but sit through it again. I won't be as long. And he's like, okay, I got this store that supposedly made $3.5 million last year, or over the last 18 months or whatever it was like some shit like that. 3 mil a year, 3.5 mil over the last 18 months, some shit like that. I'm like, oh, okay, shit, let's go. So we're cruising, we're talking, hadn't seen him a little bit, and catching up. And we actually have to leave Michigan, go down into Ohio, into a place called Sylvania Township, and we're cruising along. And I'm like, okay, we're literally in Ohio. He's like, yeah. There's a little arm over here in Michigan where it cuts down. Oh, okay, don't question anything. Just fucking cruise along, doing our shit. And I'm like, bro, it's been another 20 minutes after we've left that little town, and it still says we're in Ohio, and there's fucking corn and cows around. That's it. He's like, yep, I know. Right up here. As a matter of fact, go right up here. And so I end up going right and cruise on up for another minute or two. And all of a sudden, boom, I see a little sign that says, welcome to Michigan. I'm like, oh, shit. And we cruise, and we're still cruising. And I'm like, bro, you're fucking, are we lost? Because there's no way there's a store over here. And, I'm jaded, right? And right, this is where it comes from. Don't read a book by the cover or misjudge a situation. I'm going, motherfucker. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but bitch, I'm the one that's been in the weed industry, and I know what's going on with stores and how much they sell. And there's no store over here in the middle of these sticks selling $3 million worth of weed. And he's like, all I know is what the guy told me, and All I know is he said his books were open. We can come look at them, and it's right up here. So we're cruising, and we pull into this town that legit, 2 lights, 1 flashed, 1 was solid. I think they eventually switched it to make both of them solid because the town blew up from so much weed money, from licensing, from stores, and from cultivation and processing facilities. They redid their bridges, all kinds of shit. It was beautiful to see. I swear, it made my heart still full. I mean, it still does. So we pull up, and it's a store that is literally, it's an ice cream parlor. Folks and friends in Sarasota, the first thing I think of is like old Dairy Queen. The old little building that's standalone, but three times as big. Or even better yet, you know what? Big Olaf on Siesta Key. The entire building, not the upstairs, okay? Shout out Travis, living upstairs. Booyah, booyah. So many parties upstairs. Jessica worked there too. That's so funny. But so the size of Big Olaf, and it's 3/4 of it is an ice cream store / deli where they have fryers and a grill, and they sell pizzas and hot dogs and all this shit. In one little corner, 25% of the building is a weed store. And I shit you not, we walked in, met the dude. Won't give the guy's name just for, whatever reasons. Cool ass guy. Still to this day, friends with the guy, friends with the company. He's really good dude. Really, really good dude. Good old Michigan redneck. That's what's funny. I think that's why so many Michigan people come to Florida, is because they're just like Florida rednecks. They're just like all my homies and shit back home. But they're just from Michigan, cold weather. It's really interesting. But anyway, so go up in the store and shit, and start walking around, and the store is maybe 300 square feet. The retail area is legit maybe 300 square feet. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen, how small it is. But the space was done good because there was shit on the walls with stuff in it. And then there was like these little cabinets, these little clear cubicle containers making counters with stuff on them as well. And looking around, and it was just chock full of everything. Pre-packaged bud and edibles and joints and concentrates and all this shit. This is pre-licensed. This is just the whole caregiver system / compassion club program. And so go to the safe. Homie starts, trying to get in. Can't even get, no. He knew his safe combo. Didn't even know how to get in the computer. So has to call the manager, who is a young lady, ended up working for us. And she's still with us to this day. Courtney, we love you. You're the best. She's one of our main people in Morenci, where obviously this whole story is, when the story comes from. And calls the dude. The dude calls her, and she walks him through how to get in the computer, and he's like, okay, do this and that, and arrow up and arrow down, and that goes through the days consecutively, and they just look that way. So he's like, okay, there you go. Arrow up and arrow down. You can see the numbers and with the sales and all this shit. So we just go to the computer and start looking at sales, and to start, day through day, and just kind of rudimentary, just ripping through them. And it's like 5,000, 8,000, 13,000, 20,000, 6,000. Slow day would be like 2,000, 3,000. Then it'd be like 20,000, 30,000, 15,000, 10,000, 8,000, 15,000, 2,000, just like all over the board, but was not afraid to run up into a nice 5 digits. And Mike and I kind of look at each other, and we're just fingering through, and all of a sudden old dude goes, bingo, and we hear the safe open, and he grabs all these envelopes, and he just starts throwing them on the counter, and they're all sealed. But on the front is numbers written, and it's the same fucking ones, dude. We just saw 15, 18, 2, 12, 20, 30, 6, 8, 13, 35. Holy, and just, you could see, he's like, I've been in Florida for a few weeks. Yeah, holy shit. So, still, of everything that we've done, And as I look back now, everything in Michigan that we've done and what I've seen and been through, and it's been a long, crazy 4 years. We literally came in July of 2018. We're going to be leaving in June, July of 2022. 4 years. Sick. This surprised me the most. This surprised me the most. And so we ended up not doing a deal for that with that guy for his store, but ended up doing some other shit in town, and the rest is history. But that's how that whole thing started. And to think like going from Florida to California to Vegas to Michigan of all places, for it to have blown up and us to have hit it here at the right time like we did is still mind-boggling. It was the shit. But it was the most amazing experience ever. But I'm telling you, folks, it takes a team. It takes a team. And I know that because we all have friends out there that have got big, successful businesses. You can't do it alone. And you need these people. You need a finance guy that knows money, that's not going to fuck around with the money. That's everything's going to be legit. And you walk the tightrope in the beginning, and you barely pay yourselves, and you pay just enough to pay your bills and this and that, and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. But that's what makes all the difference in the world, because you don't realize that shit starts like compounding and compounding and compounding. And years later, after you've been doing it for a while, the business is running crazy because you've been focusing on putting everything back in the business, looking for the right formula. You know, that's what a lot of people don't do. I got some guy up here, nice ass guy. I met him when I came up here originally doing consulting work, working with, ironically, one of those people that I don't work with anymore. And he's now calling me, and now that he saw, Pinnacle sold wanting some shit. Yeah, okay, well, bro, hire me as your consultant, and I'll tell you. Because it's fucking hard, man. And what I've been through, and what, as a team, what we've all been through, and what I've learned, and what I've seen my partners and my teammates and our employees go through and do, this shit is hard, and it's no joke. But we never gave up, and this is where it does take a team in business. I can't quit saying it enough, because I've talked to a bunch of friends that have businesses, or they thought about doing it, they want to do it themselves, or this and that, or they get all like, crazy about it. But if you want to do that shit big and blow it up and get in and get out, man, you need the right people in the right places, because it's no fucking joke. It's no joke. And when you're trying to raise millions of dollars and this and that, and get revolving lines of credit and all this shit, and work this, and now you're trying to get 60 to 70 employees, taking care of at each store, and you got 5 stores, and doing this and that, and blah, 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 and then HR and all this stuff, and now trying to offer health care and all this stuff, and we haven't even talked about ordering products and what's going on with that, and what's good and what's not. Because a lot of shit got fucked up. You get a lot of, once I wasn't involved with ordering products, I got out of it. A lot of bullshit ended up at our stores, and a lot of wasted money. And, not trying to be a dick, but I'm still like, with everyone that works in our company, with all these employees, they might have as much weed experience as I do with actually selling and dealing as much pound and product and everything, because they were ordering shit product. But we got over that and got past it and got to the point where shit was cranking, and that was a year ago or what have you, and now we're fucking mashing it again and just doing stupid numbers. One of the busiest stores in the state, and especially for the size, it was just a crazy and a beautiful process. But not to fuck around. And there's a lot of companies, a lot of businesses in our different companies in Michigan here that we know fucked around, and they did fuck around and do fuck around, and they're not getting bought by anybody. There's some big ass people that would be an attractive purchase, but to say that everyone knows they were cooking books is an understatement. I mean, shit, one of the groups is one of the ones that got caught smuggling 7,700 pounds into the state. Yes, you heard me correct. Now, what kind of bullshit is this, right? Jesus was not fucking pumped. But again, karma strikes. This group smuggled in 7,700 pounds of outdoor bud from Arizona and got away with it for like 6 months until a disgruntled employee quit and told on him. And the way they were able to sneak that shit in is there used to be something here called a caregiver program that you could actually use to buy bud from people that were growing it with the medical license, the whole caregiver thing. As long as they passed the testing, you could put it in your stores. Well, they were just trying to bring all this shit in from outdoor, all this Arizona bud, dirt cheap that they bought under caregiver shit. And they got a bunch of it in the system, but got caught. Blah, 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 you know. So just shit like that, you know. So there's people pulling wacky shenanigans, shit like that, you know. And that's one thing I can say that I'm super proud of is we aligned ourselves with good people that knew what the big picture was. Because you see it all the time. That the company MedMen, you know, folks, there's one thing you want to do is do not invest in MedMen. I'm still not sure how they're operating. I don't know if they've pulled a fast one again or what. You can look up. They've been caught lying several times about their earnings, about what they were doing with their money. The old CEO was like spending millions and millions of dollars a year on his lifestyle, on private jets and all this shit, and just ridiculous stuff, you know, because that kind of shit goes on out there. You get people that just get crazy and they don't give a fuck about rules or regulations, and there's like I've even heard stories, and I've verified them, that there's stores not only in Michigan but Oklahoma and Colorado that have figured out ways to bring bud off of the street into the store, or to get their product out of the store and onto the street. That second one, out of the store and onto the street, is more specifically Colorado and Oklahoma. But in Michigan, I've already heard that there are some stores that have figured out ways to sneak in bud off the street untested on kinds of bullshit. And that's the kind of fucking shenanigans, again, I'm talking about. Because when you go to sell your place, right, and do these business shit, they do these like, and the state does it too. And it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. They have like forensic accountants. They go through your shit. And if the numbers don't add up, they don't add up. There's no way you're going to be able to have sales or money in a computer to show how good your business is without actual sales and receipts in metric, and your POS all jiving. Everything has to jive, or what's up, you know? Because again, it's such a heavily regulated industry that they look at everything, and that's what slows up shit a lot sometimes, but it's kind of a necessary evil to get it on the map and to have made shit legal in all these states and shit, you know? So, oh well. Enough of me rambling that bullshit. Good news is Big Daddy's coming home. Haven't decided where exactly we're moving. Yep, let's go ahead and do it again. Haven't decided exactly where we're moving. Most likely Sarasota, like 95% Sarasota, but the right house opened in like Bradenton, up near like, I want to be, if I was in Bradenton, it'd be like near IMG, up behind El Conquistador of there, or in Northwest Bradenton, near where my sisters are, like Palmasola. So not directly on the Gulf, but like on the intercoastal up there, or a canal. I'd like that shit. That shit would be nice, son. Yeah. So, but not necessarily. I wouldn't mind living in a country club either. X-rated want to play some golf, son. Hit the fucking links. That's right. That's right. So, the misery that is Flint. Oh my God. Gotta fucking this place. I'll tell you what. Just not free money. Not free money in the clan. Just not for us. Wouldn't trade the experience for the world, but it is what it is. Man, how about fucking Celtics sweeping fucking KD and Kyrie Irving? What pieces of shit those guys are. That is unbelievable. I thought it was great. That's karma, though, for Kyrie Irving. Motherfucker sits out half the year because he doesn't want to get the shot. And I'm not judging you because you only get the shot, right? We've already been over this shit. It's either you get the shot or don't get the shot. I don't care. You do what you want, motherfucker. Do what you want. But when you don't get the shot and talk about your personal right after you get your ass kicked and you get swept in the fucking first round of the finals and you were literally the first team in NBA history who was the favorite to win the title to get swept in the first round, swept, right? Bust out the brooms, motherfuckers. Bro, you can't be up there talking about, it's not all about me and I didn't, I don't think I really hurt the team and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And it's more than just me and I'm going to co-manage the team next year. You fuck co-manage the team, you dumb motherfucker. Bitch, you can't even manage yourself. How the fuck are you going to manage a team? And this, bitch, you are not fucking Kevin Durant. You ain't Kevin Durant. I don't care what no one says, dog. Kevin Durant did what he could. Granted, he shot the ball 31 times last night to fucking score 39 points, but fuck. He tried. That motherfucker went off. He was there every goddamn game. It was shitty-ass Harden and fucking Kyrie Irving. So. Leave Kevin alone. Leave Kevin alone. Yeah. And how about this Disney bullshit? That's another one I'll go on later. But anyone out there, and I'll call you out too, Brian Paul, Tanya Lee, you motherfuckers support Disney like you do? Shh. Unbelievable. Because I know you both claim to be Republicans, right? Shit, yeah. How are you going to be a Republican and you're going to be out there supporting them clowns? Okay? And I love and support everybody. Transgender, gay, fucking ungay, super gay, ultra gay. I don't give a fuck. Who you are, what you want to do. Don't hurt people or kids or the earth. And do what the fuck you want, man. Seriously, right? I don't give a shit. But why did they necessarily try to, smear that shit and call it the Don't Say Gay bill in the fucking fight with Disney? These morons don't know what assholes they look like. Ah! Man, that was for me and fucking Disney. That was for Disney. This is for me. Nice torch spill. Clumsy. Seriously, man, that ain't cool, man, to try to and so many people are so dumb nowadays, and I know that's why they do it. They're like, it's called Don't Say Gay, Don't Say Gay. And there's a million things, and there are people literally think there's a law that says don't say gay. You can't use the word gay, and there's all kinds of bullshit. And that's just kind of fucking dumb shit that, we don't need if we're talking about the country coming together. I don't think the people doing that shit realize what morons they look like to normal people, right? Right? It's like all these assholes losing their mind over Musk buying Twitter. Okay, so it's cool for you guys to censor whoever you want and play fucking politic and feelings police with everybody. But now someone has said not only are you not going to be able to do that, it's free speech for everybody. It's a shitty platform and you're quitting, and this guy's Hitler and second coming racist and this and that. And that piece of shit Sean fucking King, who is a white dude, who's a fucking cracker, okay? Bitch, I'm blacker than you, all right? I'm waiting for my 23andMe to come back now. I've been told I've got black in me. Motherfucker, you guys fucking know. Let me have Elizabeth Warren type shit, right? 1/1024th of a fucking sliver of African in me. Bro, it's over. It's N-bombs every day. I'm going to get dreads. I'll grow my hair out and get dreads, or I'll get some shit braided in. And I'm literally going to have a 23andMe card fucking shrunk down and laminated. And I'm carrying that bitch with me, and I'm just slicing motherfuckers up with it. I'm like, oh, you don't know who I am, do you? Or what I is. I'm going to start saying shit like that, too, because I'll be allowed to without being called fucking cultural appropriating motherfucker. Look, I was the first wigger there ever was, bitch, okay? Due to my age, I'm older than Eminem, who still is clown, or any of these other motherfuckers coming out trying to fucking be young E-Monies, okay? Okay? I was the first, so that shit's flying. Anyways, so funny. Got this fucking moron quitting fucking Twitter because white power bought it. White power. That's the true meaning of white power. Well, if you got a job or did some cool shit like Elon did, invent some shit and had all the money, you could have bought it too, punk bitch. But you can't complain when you're a broke ass fucking cracker, okay, pretending to be someone you're not, all right? Jesus, motherfucker. Unbelievable. Sean King, you and your life are... Oh, shit. I got another one. Hold up. Uh-oh. Guess what, bitch? You've been served. Woo! God damn, that's a good one. Yes, that's custom made. E-Money with his own sound effects. Ow, 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 ow. You've been served. Yeah. Oh, delicious marijuana. All right, kids, remember, smoke them if you got them. We're pushing like 45, 50 minutes. I think it's time to cut away, check on things. Boom. Yeah, 51 minutes. All right. First a minute, I'm not going to go as long. I'm going to try to start doing them every day. And, hey, I'm looking into doing this shit live. That's right. So you guys can call in, ask questions, send emails, tweets, fucking text messages, whatever, and I can answer them shits live. Because I've got a line here for a phone call in, okay? And I've got another hookup here where I can hook up a multi-line system as well. So that being said, I think it's time to bring another show to an end, my friends. No fancy shit this time. No graphics, none of that bullshit, because you guys all suck. No one watches that shit anyways. I don't give a fuck. I want to continue. I'm going to make 1,000 videos, and they all have like 25 to 35 views at the end. I think that would be better than if they even had like millions of views. Swear to God. Yeah, ha-ha. Oh, good one. So, next show, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to rap with y'all motherfuckers about my new obsession. Pressing hash rosin. It's the shit. It's the shit. And I'm experimenting with making all kinds of different consistencies and textures. And for those of you who don't know real quick, hash rosin is basically concentrates of concentrates. So you make bubble hash first, right? And I'll explain that process first. And then bubble hash, I press to make hash rosin, right? So it's like a double refining technique to really clean it, clarify it, purify that shit. Know what I mean? 'Cause we ain't trying to smoke no boogie boogie. We want that goodness, man. So once again, oh shit, we forgot it. Check it out. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under a groove, and to the republic with killer bees and justice for all. Ooh yeah. Remember, be nice, friends, family. Cherish your loved ones. Take care of your shit. Life's too short to not have fun, motherfuckers. So until we meet again, if you haven't called your mammy or your pappy in a long time, call these motherfuckers. Say hi. Tell me you love them. Linda, I love you. I'll call you tomorrow. You ain't a motherfucker, but you know what I'm saying. Like Bernie Mac said, motherfucker means motherfucker. Don't be scared when you hear someone talk about the term motherfucker. It's got a bunch of different terms, a bunch of different meanings. I love y'all. Don't forget, who's your boy? number one-eyed podcaster on the internet. Everyone's favorite. Most likely the only one. If not, fuck it, I'm still everyone's favorite. Love y'all. Until we meet again. It's your boy X-Rated.